Howdy guys, what's up? Today is the 15th, and you're watching a speed paint view of me drawing Irelia, which is something that people have been telling me to do for a while. So, as you see, I incorrectly start with drawing her eyes first. I absolutely could not get a pose down with the, whatever, like, blobby figures doing crazy shit. Doing crazy things, and I'll edit that out. No, I probably won't. I'm lazy. Anyway. Yeah, people have been bugging me to draw Irelia, and I just couldn't do it for like the longest time, so I started with their face first. You know, how you're supposed to go into things, face first. Anyway, so you see me just like sketching it out. There's no other way to say it. Like, I literally draw it like you would expect people to draw, but that's incorrect. It's not right to actually draw like this. So I apologize, because it makes no sense. But regardless, the picture is done, and maybe this wasn't the best part to show you guys, but since I recorded it, I figured you guys should see it. I'm going through a dark phase of my drawing periods, which is bad and wrong. Anyway, yeah, you see me try to fix that face. It just doesn't look right. Yeah, this is Ninja Irelia. She's probably my favorite Irelia skin, as made famous by Coxie, who plays on the Chipper Monkey. Anyway, he's in Grassy's videos if you ever watch this. Let's see. Yeah, something just strikes me as odd about that face, but I keep going back to fix it, and nothing's really getting fixed, so I was like, whatever. And the hand is also weird, so I'm like, alright, I'll fix this, and then I get distracted by needing to draw her blade. So, I don't think it ever gets fixed, to be honest. So, in all actuality, I shouldn't be making these, like, speed paints, due to the fact that I'm just telling you guys about the flaws in these drawings. I want to pretend like there's no flaws, and if I release this, I'm just like, oh, by the way, it's perfect. P.S. Aha, that's what I did. I changed the angle of the nose 1.72% or something. Changed everything. I don't know what her belt is. I honestly don't. I tried to draw some skulls in there, and I was like, yeah, this looks good. Left it alone for a while, and then, watch, I'll delete it. Oh, this is a pretty sweet trick. Will I do it? Come on, Sarah. Yeah, I'm drawing the straight lines as guidelines on a new layer, and then that way I can erase that layer later. And, oh, there we go. Made the belt buckle or whatever it was just a swirl. That's probably my best bet. And you see me try to clean up these lines a little bit. It's really sketchy, and I don't want the sketch to be the main part of this drawing. I want this layer to kind of perform like line art a little bit. And I know I say the word line art a lot for not having used it recently, so that's kind of interesting. Alright, this is my multiply layer. I choose to do it blue because I get to work in whatever color I want for right now. So blue was the color choice. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just shading out her face. I got her cheekbone in there, which is rare for me. Usually I can't handle that, but that day I thought I'd tackle it, and it went pretty well. And if you notice, after I get the face down, I'm set. Like, that's like my bearing point. I'm ready to go after that. But, let's see. What else do I do that's good? You see me blend stuff, so that's kind of cool. I use my Wacom tablet to kind of get a light color down. That's kind of funny. I just sit there idle for a little bit, and then I go crazy with shading. Dude, I don't stop. Alright, anyway, so what happens is I draw with a color, and the lighter I press, the less, I guess, opaque the color is. So when I get those in-between colors, I can kind of sample those using my Alt key, which is what happens when you see that ring, if you ever do. It's a huge ring with two colors, yeah. It flashes up every once in a while. I mean, it'd be slower if I didn't speed this up, like, 2,000%, but too bad for all y'all. You don't get to spend 4 hours watching this, you unfortunate people. But anyway, Yeah, you could have spent 4 hours watching this and saw the ring. How great would that have been? Um, God, drawing is such a long process. If you ever want to think about saying something mean about someone's art, think about how long they spent on it. It takes forever. Ugh, art takes so long. And that's why I like architecture. It takes a long time, but I mean, the average person off the street's not going to look at a building and be like, you know, they really could have used a different tone there. Guess the critics are different. They're still mean. They're still mean in architecture. Oh, getting off track. You see that I'm trying to make textures based on the shading. So her skin's supposed to be softer, but I kind of just left it whatever. I left a lot of sharp shadows on it because it's kind of showing a stark difference between two things, and it's supposed to show 3D effects and stuff. I did my best. Her hair takes a while, but I think it needs to. Hair without the details is just, it looks like a piece of plastic on their head. And to be honest, she has some pretty unbelievable hair, so it kind of needs a definition. Yeah, that's pretty much it for a while. I mean, a lot of this picture, a lot of art is shading, and when you isolate the shading like this on your multiply layer, it really changes the process a lot. And something, if you watched my Riven Speedpaint, then you notice that sometimes I go for blending and shading with the colors, and in this case, her outfit's black. There's not really any other way I can shade it. There's no... I mean, I'm sure there is, but I'm just not good enough to do it, so I just left it alone. I was just like, okay, well, that's the best I'm doing for now. And, oh, you see me... Oh, God, I don't even want to talk about the background, but I know I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to explain it to you guys, because it's... Oh, God, I feel really bad about it. You'll understand when you see it. You'll understand what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, for this part, I just try to get the tones in there, and the more definition I do in this phase, the better, because to be honest, this is the last really defining phase. The rest of it's just colors, and that blade. Whew. Yeah. I don't know, Riot just puts these girls in like crazy costumes. I don't know if I agree with that, but I don't know if it's my place to really decide that if I'm like drawing them and haven't put up much of a fight. So I seem to be doing okay with it. I seem to have coped well. This is where I try to change things up. Last steps before I add color, which is the no going back phase, because once you put color down, for me, it's like, oh, that's the most fun I'm having, so I'm not going back to shading. I like shading like sometimes, but like I like shading the skin because like it's really dynamic, whereas like her blades, not that fun to shade, to be honest. Yeah, you see how I get there and I'm just like, oh, alright, I'm done. I don't want to shade anymore. And here's where you see me go through like 50 background ideas. I even try to put her in bamboo. I put her in rocks. Rocks doesn't look good. No, Sarah, rocks doesn't look good. Alright. Deleted that. Bamboo still doesn't look good. Yeah, that's... Oh, okay. Now you get to see the glory that is my backgrounding skills. And, God, I hate this background. Oh, I didn't even put in the beams for the rafters. Oh. Yeah, this is my architectural theory and training going to work. God, I am... Well, the background turns out okay. It turns out okay. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit harsher on myself than I need to be. Alright, and this is my favorite phase, adding the color in below the shading, which is a lot of fun. So I try to differentiate the shades of black, and you can see me try to like, clean up the layers, and I did that thing where I separate the colors out on different layers. And that's just so that I can clean it up fast like this. I don't have to keep repainting in the same color over and over and over. And it's so that if I want to change a color, it's not so bad. It really isn't. And here's where I go mess around with the shading layers and the line art layer as far as what color they are. And I wanted to test if Gaussian blur would fix the problems that I thought it would, and indeed it did. So I deleted that layer so I didn't have to reshade it if I changed my shading. And I add some lighting in, just in the parts that I think need it, like her shoulder blades and her boobies. So that went pretty well. Her skin needs it too. And I think I put some in her hair too. Highlights. Score. And let's see. Run low on time. Doing this before work because I love you guys. So, I don't know what else to say about that. Oh man, this is gonna take like 4 minutes. Ugh. God, I'm so not a genius. I need to just pretend that this is perfect and maybe fool some people. Not fool everyone, but just fool a few people, and then I've done my job. Yeah, you see me try to put her in a Ionian background, which is what they call it. I don't really so much buy that. This is that trick I do with the multiply, where I, actually shade on a different layer than I can shade and blend separate from the actual layer that needs it. So that's kind of nice, especially if I wanted to put a gradient down like I did. And you see me try to shade the siding for the interior paneling. And that's going well. To be honest, I really need to work on backgrounds, so I guess you guys will get to watch me do that. So, in the same way that I want to do like a ladder to higher yellow, I guess I should like ladder to higher yellow in backgrounds, because, oh god, this looks terrible. I'm like watching myself do this, and it's so sad. Ugh. And I promised myself earlier, I was like, alright, don't talk about the background, Sarah. No one will notice that it sucks, but now... Alright, now the blades are here. I can talk about those. But it's short-lived, because I know I have to go back to that background. Oh, here's where I try to make her stick out a little bit better, and I think that kind of solved the problems. I'm happy with this now. I've been pacified. Future me has been pacified by past me. Go me's. God, I'm so bizarre. This is where I kind of touch up the curtain. It's like it seemed that they had some kind of fabric-y curtain wall situation going. It's more of a storefront if you ask me. But anyway, so here's why I put in the shingles. They're kind of just representational, not really actual shingles, which would take them forever. And drawn even more attention to the background. Oh, clipping masks! I use that a lot here. That's important. I'll explain that later. That brush you saw me do just made like a bajillion stars. That's about it. Oh no, now everything is going too fast. I should have covered this beforehand. This is a multiply layer. It's gonna kind of mask some things I don't want to emphasize, and I'll color things white that I do want to emphasize, and that's kind of like the multiply part of it. And oh, let's see. I'm just finishing up some last minute colorings, and clipping masks are what I use to get that texture on there. Essentially, you put a texture on and then say clip mask, and it goes to it, and it only stays on the layer that you told it to, and it maintains its properties as well. This is where I change up the brush so that I can put those blood splotches on. Because I mean, I can't imagine she's here with shurikens in the background without having drawn blood. So, because she's badass, she's freaking Irelia, Ninja Irelia. Here's where you see me start to use all those Gaussian blurs and stuff, and yeah, that's about it. And I'll stop complaining about the background. I feel really bad. Sorry, past me. And here's the final picture, and thank you for watching this, guys, and hope that you guys subscribe and like this, please. Alright, have a nice day. Bye.